and welcome to the Hired Gun Podcast with your host, the Hired Gun. First, like, subscribe, share. How you doing, y'all? So this is episode 121 of the Hired Gun Podcast. So, NXT was okay. Um, eh, I mean, NXT was okay. Like, it wasn't bad. But I got a problem with what NXT is doing though. Because more and more I feel like we're just having these title matches in number one contenderships and having these title matches the week after, like just for TV. Because now, I feel like since they had oh Mexico, Bray Wyatt, MJF takes the time off actually. Figure that was gonna happen. Alright, so, um, so, I feel like we're having these number one contenderships and title matches on TV because it's gonna be on CW anyway, right? Because the pay-per-views are on CW. So, like, I feel like, and it's been this way for a minute now, that they have number one contenderships, and then they just stole the title match on TV. And now, I just feel like, hey, it's gonna be on WCW anyway. I mean CW anyway. Let's just put it on TV. Because next week this week we had a title shot. No, this week we had two title shots, and next week we're gonna have two title shots. But it didn't make for bad TV. It's just the fact that what are we doing? So now I feel like Tony's gonna lose. Either Tony's gonna lose next week, or he's gonna beat Evil. Cause I don't know his change name. I know he's Evil from New Japan. Either he's gonna beat Evil, and the Evil's moving up to the main roster, or he loses the Evil. Tony loses the Evil, and he moves up to the main roster. One of these are gonna happen. Alright. But if Tony loses, then they're gonna have a rematch at the pay per view. Right? Same thing. I feel is gonna happen with Lola Vice. Because Lola Vice won. She won a what was it? Was it a fatal? Yeah, it was a fatal three way. It was a fatal three way. Um, it was a fatal three way with Lola Vice, Armstrong, and Kalani. Which, dog, can I say that Kalani's beautiful, dog? Like beautiful, beautiful. Like so is Lola Vice. And Armstrong is too. Like everybody in that match was beautiful. Sorry. And it was a good match. It was a good match. Um, Lola won in the pinfall for that win. Ooh boy, let me tell you. So, but it wasn't a bad show. It had wrestling in it. Um, some stuff. So listen, I'm not a Shy Hollow fan. Like I'm not. I know my girl Jay is. Um, but I'm not. I'm nowhere near. Ain't never been a fan. Right? But I know he got his followers, and that's cool. But like I can see some of these layups are like that's gonna happen, and then that's what we get Natalia versus um Natalia versus just Parker part two. So if Parker win, then it's a rubber match then. Because Nadia won the first one. Alright? And can I just say that Nikita is doing so good and in NXT right now, and in the other shit she's in. Now she wasn't going to win last night, like because they had a number one contendership for the North American title, and she was a replacement because the chick who won got hurt. So Nikita came in and she showed out again. Now she wasn't for the win because she already got a belt. Not in NXT, but why do maybe because I don't watch this company as I should. I can't remember the Evo, Evolution, whatever that shit. So I'm sure Ryan told me, and it's not a bad thing, but I'm sure Ryan correct me on the name of that company. It's the development stuff before NXT. It's where a lot of people made their name from Armstrong made her name there. Kendall made her name there. Who else? I mean, even Austin there. Before it was WWE's shit. Austin Theory was there. I'm telling Austin Aries. He was there. There was a couple people who came from there before it was WWE Brown, and then moved up to WWE. Speaking of moving up, so Corbin, a match got. I don't know if this is this is for SummerSlam. It has to be for SummerSlam. So the match got announced on Twitter, I guess. It's gonna be Corbin, Trick, Mello, and Ricky Saint. You had to have him in there. Now, maybe I missed it, or maybe I was in the kitchen when this happened. But they said they showed Ricky Saint in the back watching the match with Carmelo and Trick. So, even though Trick beat him clean. So, but hey, we know why Saints there. Like we just know why. Like they're not going to burn them to an extent because of who he's friends with, and that's cool. Whatever. But hey, but it's good to see Corbin getting put back in the like in the mid card picture. Because the fact he deserves it to be somewhere there. And this way, if they want to take the bet off Trick, he don't gotta get pinned. He don't gotta get pinned. That like somebody else can get pinned. Somebody else can get pinned. Now, I don't think that's gonna happen. Especially since they made this god awful ugly belt. Alright, that I already seen somebody got it. But they gotta sell merch off that belt now. Right? So they finna do their thing. They finna do their thing, and get their money worth out of it. And it's ugly. It's ugly. I wouldn't want to wear that belt. Period. I would tell people to if somebody buy that belt for me, I tell them to return it. But that's just me. That's just me. But NXT was okay. I know I'm talking about SmackDown, but the NXT was it was okay. I like the wrestling. It set up some stuff for next week. Good show. Good show. Good show. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was a good show. Good wrestling in it. I like the fact that I'm seeing more wrestling for NXT than just story stuff. Let me see something. Let me see. Has the card been put together for AEW so far? Hold on a minute. Let me see something. Let me see. So I don't want to say I don't know anything about AEW right now. because without doing my due diligence and figuring it out for myself. Let me see. What do we got? Well, we got Andrade versus Jake Doll. Uh, Kenny finna speak. You heard me say, oh, okay, we got Willow, um, Willow, Maya's World, and whoever that is. With Monet against Monet and the women's tag team champions. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? No? Okay. So they saying that MJF is gonna take time off. And he does have a knee injury now. He's been wrestling. He's been wrestling. Well, we'll see what happens with that. You know. But, you know, I don't think I talked about the MJF. I mean, MJF. The Will Ospreay versus Kenny match. That's gonna happen at Wembley. Yeah, that's gonna happen at Wembley. Um, I want to see this match. I do. I do. It should have been. Honestly, it should have been MJF versus Will Ospreay, and maybe we still get that at a different pay per view. Like maybe that happens. Maybe that happens. But like the bigger match is Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. It is, and maybe they see that Kenny, like this is last. Like this is Kenny's last hoorah. You know. Speaking of last hoorah, so in the comments, oh my god, in the comments, there was Carson said that, like he said, that Roman versus Over is gonna be at Mania, but he did say that. He did say that, but he also said that it's gonna be like a passing to the torch, passing the torch, and that's not gonna happen. Over might beat him, alright, but that doesn't mean he's passing the torch to Over, because Roman's not going anywhere. It ain't gonna be like when Cena passed the torch and then Cena just left. And then came back. And then, he won a belt again. It ain't gonna be like that. Roman's not going anywhere. Like Netflix, TKO, they ain't gonna let that boy go nowhere. There's money to spend still to make. There's money to make. Like we all read that whole article about Roman and uh, uh, and the bloodline, and they're happy with it, and it's not going to stop no time soon, right? Because it's not. So, like Oprah might beat Roman, right? And it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it don't mean something, but it ain't going to be a passing of the torch. Like it's not, because all it means is we getting more of that match, and I say Oprah might beat him, right? Because who's to say Roman don't do the same thing he did with Cody and say, hey, I should beat him first, and we should run this back the year after, or I run that SummerSlam. That can happen, right? Speaking of what should have happened, so they changed plans on this, but Gunther was supposed to fight Brock, and then he was supposed to fight Roman later on down the line. Alright, but as you can see, shit shifts. And people can say, oh, it's because of Gunther. No. Drew kind of messed up a lot of shit. Like Drew kind of messed up a lot of shit that now they gotta scramble because it was supposed to be now they got now they gotta scramble and redo shit and go a different route because Drew was supposed to fight Nick Aldis at SummerSlam, not Gunther, not Gunther. Drew was supposed to fight Nick Aldis. Now they gotta change shit up now, which I'm still looking forward to the Gunther versus Aldis. I am. I would have rather seen Gunther versus Goldberg. I don't know that Goldberg. Sorry, Gunther versus um, Rock. But hey, and now I don't think we ever get in that match. Now. I don't think we ever because it was supposed to happen twice, and it's not going to happen now. So I don't think we ever get in that match now. You know, and some people may say it's because Brock don't want to lose to him or don't want to wrestle him, and you know what? Some of that may be true. Some of that may be true, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen now. Alright, I don't think it's ever gonna happen now, and I think Gunther is like, okay, well, I'm good. I'm good now. I'm good. Alright. Alright, y'all. Sorry. So, um, what was I gonna say? I don't know. I'm like Gunther is already fed up with it. I guess. Now, speaking of fed up, somebody, no, that's somebody. Let me finish the Gunther thing, and I'm gonna hit Braun Breaker. Alright, because I read something yesterday that needs to be talked about. So, um, it sounds like Gunther is whatever about it now. Because at first that was the dream match for him, and now it's not. But now it's not, he's like, if it happens, it happens, pretty much. So let me get the Braun Breaker right quick. So Braun, I don't, so you know, kind of makes sense what's happening with Braun right now. Alright, because now there's been talks about how he's frustrated, about how he was being used and some other stuff. Nah, this is what happens when you got his daddy and you got his uncle in his ear. Alright, mainly his uncle. Mainly his uncle. Okay, but this is what happens when you got these boys in his ear. Alright, and they tell you what to look for, or who to talk to, or and shit like that. Good, and then you get burned. Then, not because like sometimes you can tell by body language when somebody's is unhappy or frustrated. Because when they were taking pictures with the tag team titles and stuff, like yeah, he was happy, but no, but kind of not, and he was like nonchalant about celebrating and shit like that, and you just can tell. And again, I said this yesterday about Braun, or the day before about Braun. Like he has shifted from the guy to like just a guy in the group now. And then when Ronson Reed comes back, then what? Because he's in the ring now. He's training. It's coming. He's coming back. Now he's gonna be a lot lighter, and that's cool. But like, what's gonna happen when he goes from being the third guy in the group to put the fourth guy in the group because and then what's gonna happen when Logan Paul comes back? I mean, when that comes back, oh, when Logan Paul starts wrestling again, then what? Because right now it's Max Dupree, Austin Theory, then it's Braun Breaker, and it shouldn't be that way. And I'm a big Austin Theory fan. I am. I am. I'm a candidate for him getting a push. I am. Like I really am. Right? But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be how it's being done right now. Now maybe he gotta learn just to shut the fuck up. Because here's the thing, I am, and sorry, y'all. I'm a firm believer that Braun Breaker should have been champ already. I am. I am. Like once Seth got hurt, that belt should have never left the division. It shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been placed back on Adam Pearce's shoulder, right? And then it should have, like Adam Pearce, all he had to do was make a tournament or a title match and let Braun win. I don't know what shift after that. I don't know what happened after that. But and then I don't know who he went to talk to about changing what was going on. But it backfired. Like it did. And you can tell it did. And because Braun Breaker was on the same pedestal as Over, Trick, and whoever else. Like Braun Breaker was there first. And now we get, and you know, the steps that Tarkin was talking about that Over's not getting, but Brock's getting, and not Brock's getting, that Braun's doing, like, it's backfiring right now. But because if you ask me, Braun should have got the same treatment Over got, and he's not getting that treatment. Now again, he probably got people in his ear. Alright? Because at one point, you know, Rich Steiner and Scott Steiner wasn't cool with the Triple H. It wasn't. And now here we and now it, they were supposed to make up and they did, but now here we are now with this shit. And then you know I was also on board that the cage match that Robert, I'm on board that he should never been in that match. Because not in that match, in that cage. Right? I'm a firm believer in you protect your wrestlers, especially the ones who don't like who don't have to, especially the ones that don't look comfortable being in the cage. All right, and even though Braun get a good a good match in that, like a real good match in that cage, I'm gonna believe he shouldn't have been there. He just shouldn't have. You know. And again, I know people don't say, oh, he's tag team champion. Like he's a champion. He's a tag team champion, right? And the tag team on SmackDown and on Raw don't mean shit. It don't. And he shouldn't be in this picture. Alright, he should be IC champion or world champion right now. It should be him. And like Ryan said a couple days ago, if you on Raw, you know, sky's ain't the limit on it right now. Cause you got Roman there, and then if you're not in the IC title picture, then you just floating. You're just floating right now. And now he lost Paul for what I'm looking at. Now he lost Paul in the situation. All right, who was in his ear, who was mentoring him. All right, so and it goes back to who's in his ear now. who's in his ear right now. All right, all right, and then let me say this before I go. Still nothing on Rhea. Now, hopefully we get something Friday. Right? Hopefully, I won't be on tomorrow. So Friday, hopefully we get something from her because she was at that UFC, not UFC, that slap tournament event, and where what's his name got knocked the fuck out. What's his name? What's his name? Who was world champion of the WWE, and he went to TNA. I forgot his name. But she was there, and this is how we know that she had a torn meniscus in the first place, it's because she was there and she said it. All right. Listen, if it was up to me, I would just have them drop the title. All right, and then make it. I know people don't want to hear this, and just make it Charlotte versus Jade, and call it a night. All right, and then when Rhea comes back, she can go back and get the belt again. All right, I'll fight for the belt again. All right, because honestly, she's a better chaser for the belt than actually being champ for the belt. It's my opinion. It's my opinion on that one. Then but like we haven't heard anything yet. And I know that 30-day rule doesn't apply no more. They should put that 30-day rule back into play. They really should, because then we'll get smashed with wrestling. Like NXT, I know I just bitched about this, right? But NXT wrestles more for belts on the line than Raw or SmackDown does, and that's crazy to say. That's real crazy to say. But in this case, we need to do something, because I know they kind of give her time and let her rehab it. But dog, she said on TV that she can't bend her legs though. Alright? So what are we doing? I understand that Rhea sells too. Right? I get it. But if she can't move, right, and then there's a chance she might hurt it even worse, coming back too fast from it. And what are we doing? Just take the belt off her. So, and I said this, I said this again. Like, the two worst title runs are from the women's right now. And then Tiffany, Tiffany is from Minnesota. What the fuck are we doing? You got her doing interviews and going out there promoting SummerSlam, but you don't got her in a fucking match yet. And she's women's United States champion. Right now I'm sure that Blake Monroe is in a wrestle. I mean, she's gonna wrestle Blake Monroe. I'm sure that's gonna happen, but you gotta make it happen. And again, she's from Minnesota. She's from Minnesota. Put her on the card. Just put her on the card. Yeah, I didn't even promote her for the E. I really do, because some shit just wouldn't happen. Like, damn. I don't know, but it's just me. It's just me rumbling right now. It's just me because of the fact that I see stuff and I gotta say stuff sometimes. Like I really, really do. The Rhea thing is horrible. The Liv Morgan thing is horrible. The because Liv doesn't have a challenge. I mean, she has one now, but what about before that? Because Stephanie got hurt or whatever's going on with Stephanie right now. We don't got nobody else. And now this is crazy to say. The women, the SmackDown women's division is better right now, or in a better place right now than the women's division on Raw. Nah, the best division right now is still fucking NXT or women's division, and that's crazy to say because it's the weakest it's been in a minute, alright, and it's still stronger than either or on Raw or SmackDown right now. But I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Make sure you watch wrestling. Make sure you watch eFeds, New Breed. This is the Hired Gun, the Hired Gun podcast. God bless, love you. I'm out.